Your freedom and law and order are disappearing. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, June the 23rd, and things are getting ugly as your freedom and law and order continue to disappear. And of course, most of this goes back to the Patriot Act of 2001 after 9/11. But of course, we are continuing to allow this to happen, which makes no sense. If you're an American, you must understand that you have to do something. And the only thing that we can do other than a civil war is to vote. And again, it's up to you. If you like what's going on, I'm not going to tell you that you shouldn't like what's going on now. But when they start freeing criminals and they go out and kill somebody and do something once again, okay, or what's going on right now in Idaho, where the government is not giving them water, although the reservoirs are overflowing. Of course, they are potato farmers, and of course, it does take water. Okay, so we continue to watch government take over, and I think that we have some very serious concerns. You know my theory on China, and guess what? I happen to be right. Why has China purchased farmland near 19 different military bases inside the U.S.? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't believe that the Chinese should be able to buy American farmland. Okay? It's enough that they own Smithfield Foods, the largest hog producer, but you know that those who control the food supply control the world. Just ask Bill Gates, who is the largest independent owner of farmland. Another guy that doesn't have America's best interests nor Americans. Okay, so I think when you think about it, you better realize and hope that you're an American first, and you should be doing what is best for this country. Okay, and I don't think that we continue to see that. I think we continue to see law and order gone, criminals all over the place, borders being flooded with illegals. Okay. And not good illegals, but a lot of criminals. Okay. But of course, we continue to allow it to happen and continue to not look through the forest of the trees. I think that it's amazing that we go into, and of course, those of you who are green lovers, and again, I'm not telling you that we shouldn't have green energy, but until you fix the power grid, you're not going to have green energy. And half of the EV users want to go back to gas-powered engines, okay, because, of course, they are really more efficient and they do not do the damage that is claimed by government. But government has stolen enough money to line their own pockets. Okay? They haven't taken care of the industry. They haven't taken care of what they need to do for the environment. They've done what it's taken to put money in their pockets because we've paid for it already. Okay, so you can see that we have no protection against, and of course, you now had a major cyber incident, another cyber incident that paralyzed the automobile dealers for a few days last week. Again, when is it going to stop? Okay, are we going to hear President Biden once again say, "Well, it's not our problem. You're a private corporation"? Okay. Hacking is a country problem, okay? Not anybody individual problem, because you don't think that the Chinese or the Russians can't hack in to our power grid. You don't think they can't paralyze us if they want. But of course, why would China want to paralyze us right now when they have a president and an administration that wants to give them anything anyways? Okay, if you understand the Chinese 100-year plan, okay, well, President Biden has expedited that plan by probably 50 years. Okay, and again, I think that if you're not afraid for your children or you're for yourself, then here's something wrong with you, because the things that are going on in this country today, from the lack of police, from the states that want to eliminate police, the states that want to forget about crime. Okay. Well, again, I think that you better think about that again, because, we now have, of course, it must be an election year because now they're looking into fentanyl, okay, in the Chinese Communist Party that imports the fentanyl here. And now they're finally doing something about it, okay? It's amazing how we only see things get done during an election year, okay? But, you know, if, like I said, if you don't think there's a problem, okay, then you've got issues. And of course, you've got schools in Louisiana right now that are displaying the 10 Commandments in every classroom. And again, I'm not a big fan of bringing religion into politics, but certainly we could learn something from what those 10 Commandments are. And I think that you've got some real major issues that we continue to ignore. Okay. Now, again, we see housing starts dropping. Okay. We see in the state of Texas, in Austin, Texas, the state of Texas. Okay. They have the biggest supply of homes that they've ever had. Okay. So what is that telling you about the economy? So as we continue to want to believe, okay, we continue to see bullshit that is going on around here. Okay. And I think that, geopolitics and demand growth underpin need for common sense energy policies. Now, again, think about it. I'm not saying that we should not have better sources of energy. But so far, for the 67 years that I've been alive, they have not done one thing. Not one president, not one, has done anything about the infrastructure. Okay. And if we don't fix the infrastructure, we're never going to get past using that green energy. And I think that right now you see it more as a criminal act of stealing. And of course, you want to hear about Disney, okay? Those the woke company, the piece of shit Disney, okay? That they have a vice president admits on hidden camera that the company refuses to hire white males. So now we're back into the reverse discrimination things, of course, that happen all the time. And it's been going on for years. And I can't tell you how sad it makes me to watch this shit happen in this country. Okay. Because listen, there's always going to be haters. Haters are brought up from birth to be haters. Okay. In certain parts of this country, there are still racism issues, but I think we're getting a hell of a lot better. And to go to reverse racism, I think is ridiculous. See, this is where the best candidate should be the person to get the job. It should have nothing to do with who's not the best candidate. And again, I just think that we have too many issues to deal with. And I can't believe that Americans are going to stand for this bullshit of no law and order, of letting criminals out, of having one protest. Now, again, if you go back to the BLM movement, they called that silent protesting or peaceful protesting, which we all know it wasn't. Okay, we saw the looting, we saw the breaking the stores, we saw all the things going on. But of course, if it has anything to do with President Trump, it's violent protesting. Again, you have to be smart enough to understand. And I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just telling you got to realize what you're watching and what you're seeing and the manipulation that is being done by the media and by everybody else. So if you're happy with that, hey, God bless. I can't help you. In the meantime, it don't look good. So we're going to step out here and take a break and come back with our market report. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, June the 23rd. We'll be right back. What's up, everybody? How you all doing? And of course, you know that we have sponsors for the show. And every week I just tell you again, they're brokers. And of course, I use them. But I do have other brokers, just to give you full disclosure. Again, I'm just telling you to check them out. Whenever I say something to you, I just want you to check it out. I don't want you to follow me necessarily unless you feel that it's the best for you. But in the meantime, our partners are TRADIER Brokerage. Okay. And of course, TRADIER Brokerage is $10 a month flat for commission, saves me over 100 grand a year. They have the capability, or we have the capability to have all of our trades automated through them so that you don't have to do anything. You can be on the golf course. You can be traveling. Pretty good spot to be in. Anyways, check them out. They're posted on the sidelines, on the side. And of course, there's Capital Trading Group, which is our partner in Day Trader's Dream and a couple of other things. They are our futures and commodity broker. Again, they do a great job. They got great customer service, and you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. So certainly check them out. And that's info@capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's also down the side. And of course, Wealth Charts, which is uses TRADIER as their back end and also has a great platform, but you can check them out as well. And I'll be doing a webinar for them on July 3rd. But in the meantime, and don't forget about our high school program as well. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and our market report. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, June the 23rd. And of course, last week, markets had another up week. It is beyond me. Again, I said it on TV. I can't comprehend the logic behind a lot of this. And I'm not saying the market should go down. Again, there will be a sell-off. When? Who knows? I've been calling for a sell-off for a couple of years. Again, we still have gone straight up, although there's been some small minor sells. But again, there's nothing what I'm looking for. But I think, as you heard in the first, the over amount of housing in Texas, that's a problem. The 600 regional banks that are in trouble, that's a problem. So there's a lot of issues, but again, remember, warning signs come, okay, and we continue to ignore them. Very much like what we do with government. We continue to ignore. And then eventually it happens, and then it's too late. And so I'm just saying to you that, again, don't try to time the market, okay? If you're an investor, it is time in the market. And if you're a trader, it is looking for spots that you can get higher probability. That's that simple. Don't think any different, because there's going to be a major meltdown, and I can't tell you when. But I can certainly tell you that this reminds me of 2006, 7, and 8, where the warning signs were there, and we ignored them. It reminds me of the late 90s, early 2000s. The warning signs were there, we ignored them. But that's up to you. Again, I'm not telling you to get short. I'm going to give you my positions right now. These are our positions as it stands from a day or swing trading position. We're long the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ. We're short the Russell, okay? We're short the euro currency. We're long the bonds. We're long the notes, okay? And again, if you know that if you've listened to the show long enough, you know I think interest rates are going higher, so I hate to be long the bonds and notes because they're directly correlated to interest rates, okay? In the meantime, we're long crude. We're short natural gas. We are long Bitcoin. We're going to probably reverse that soon, but right now we're long Bitcoin, okay? We're short gold. We're short silver. Okay, we're short copper. We're short all the grains, corn, wheat, and soybeans. Okay, I'm short cattle. I'm long hogs. We don't trade them anymore. And of course, in the sauce, we're short cocoa. We're long coffee. We're short OJ. Okay, and we're long sugar. Okay, but I will tell you that again, we're not always directly in these positions because we do go flat. You know, every morning I send out where we're going to be for that day. But those are the trends as I'm pointing them out to you. Okay, and again, remember, it is about the trend. It is about going with the market. Those who try to fight the market are fools. Okay, and that goes back to when you're an investor, 8.5% year over year. Okay, that's what you have to remember. And since 1950, the average return in the market is 10% year over year. So again, if you're an investor, either you should be hedged through us or don't get out. Okay, as long as you're holding good, solid companies, you should stay in the market. Okay, that's the bottom line, because as long as though you're not buying that shit that is, doesn't make any money and there's these high flyers, that's not the right way to do it. You need to buy good, solid companies. I'm not a fundamental guy, but when you're investing, you better make sure that company's going to be in business for the next 5 to 10 to 20 years. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line, top of Horowitz. We're going to step out here for our final break and come back with our commentary. Bubba's Bottom Line. Well, kids, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel and the whole speech, but again, just remember our sponsors, TRADIER Brokerage, Capital Trading Group, Wealth Charts, and our high school program, and those are scrolling down the sides. And let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horowitz, and my commentary. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horowitz. It is Sunday, June the 23rd, and it is very frustrating in this country at the people that have turned over on being Americans. The ability, the willingness for the squad and that part of the administration to want to be globalists and to want to destroy and take away your freedom, take away your money, take away your hard work is happening, okay? And unless you do something about it, it's going to continue to happen, okay? And I can tell you that, honestly, and in full disclosure, I have given some very serious thought to leaving this country because of what is going on and the lack of law and order and the lack of respect that we get. And we have now become a pretty much of a laughingstock with a president that is nuts, okay, and it has no clue. But of course, he's being run by, of course, a ventriloquist. But I think that you have to be concerned at the lack of law and order we have in this country. I think you have to be concerned that you can't say exactly what you want to say because the freedom of speech has been dried up as well. And if you don't think so, just look at any of the public platforms. And of course, that takes us to the destruction of small business, because no longer can a small business survive because of the regulations that government has installed. Okay. And I think that, as it's said by someone who is running for office, and I hope that she is actually telling it factual and not just a line, but we should be streamlining government, giving people more of their money back. And that is exactly what the Constitution says, is that government should be run city, county, state, and the federal government should be an overseer, not the largest employer in the world. And I'm sick and tired of government of either party, but I'm certainly sick and tired of what's going on now. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Top Bubba Horwitz. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. In the meantime, enjoy, be careful, and if you're invested, stay invested. Adios.